affiliate marketing is the umbrella term for influencer marketing, joint venture marketing, performance marketing, affiliate marketing, all of that's underneath that umbrella. So at the end of the day, it's a relationship-based business.
Hello to everyone, Anatoliy here, and today on our podcast we have a special, wonderful lady as a guest, and she will surprise you with the subject which we're going to be talking about. This subject is unusual on my podcast, and I believe there is going to be a lot of value for people out there, and especially if you're in commerce space, there is a golden nugget which can help you out to build your brand even more louder by using exactly the area where she is a leader on. And that will help you a lot to dive in and get the profitable results from it by scaling your business horizontally, by implementing affiliate marketing skills. So our guest, it's an Amber Spears. She's a global leader and she's a speaker on several stages like Affiliate World, Facebook, Traffic and Conversion, Affiliate Summit, and several other stages. He was even in the movie Millionaire Whisperer, and plus she is named one of the #1 affiliate marketing gurus, and one of her nicknames in internet, it's actually Lady Gaga of affiliate marketing, which is like, for her, for sure, it's a compliment because people are comparing her with the superstar. It means she's a superstar in her area of affiliate space. She is also co-founder of East Fifth Avenue, where they helped over 2,500 companies to scale their businesses, and in total they were able to generate over $530 million in the results for those kind of companies. Also, she is a co-founder of the Advanced Business Growth, where they are as well helping 7, 8, and even 9 figures owners to expand their businesses and be ready to sell and get out of date. So Amber, I'm really proud and happy to see you here, such a wonderful speaker and a super awesome guest for several podcasts, and you are here with me now. Appreciate that for your time. How are you doing today?
Doing great, man. Thank you for having me here, and I'm glad that we can make it happen when we met briefly at the Powerhouse event. So just glad that you circled back around and that we get to keep this new friendship growing, and excited to talk to your audience. Thank you for having me.
You made you impressed me that day. It was in Orlando last year, wherein actually Amber was a speaker on the scene, and she was sharing several awesome nuggets about affiliate marketing. And when you were affiliate marketing, I'm aware about that, but I haven't seen how to use that on the e-commerce online businesses in general. And the way how you explain it and the way what kind of influence you have there, it was impressed me. And I'm really okay, we have to record the podcast. I mean, definitely there is several insights which you can share with the audience. Thank you for being here with me and ready for that kind of collaboration. So can you just tell me, you're young and you are now one of the leaders in the marketing of affiliate space, and so many stages, so many podcasts. How did that happen? I mean, when did you start it? What was your secret that you become such a really skilled person in the industry?
I'm still surprised on a regular basis. I think, I've been speaking on stages for the last 10 years about this, but I really started my career about 15 years ago now with my business partner, now currently Alona Rudnitsky. I was actually her first employee 15 years ago at a search engine optimization company. So I started selling search engine optimization door to door to businesses and kind of telling them the future, right? Right now you're using Google for research papers. I believe in the future we're going to be using Google to find restaurants or attorneys or vets. They were paying Dex and Yellow Pages a lot of money. That's how they were driving their business. So I am young, but that was what I started doing when I graduated from college was, kind of online SEO marketing. And then I pivoted after about 5 or 6 years into direct response, email marketing, affiliate marketing. And that's kind of where I've stayed for the last decade. And I think at the end of the day, the reason why I speak on stages is one, because of the results that we get for clients. You know, it's longevity and word of mouth. Like, our business is a multi-7-figure business. primarily up until this year built on all referrals. So that just shows the fact that we do good work, right? Or else we wouldn't be able to grow the company. And I think ultimately the things that I talk about are really timeless, right? So I really think that anyone listening to this should, if they have the desire to, and at the end of this talk, when we're talking through, if they see a way that it would work into their business, should do affiliate marketing. And there's a lot of different ways of talking about it. Affiliate marketing is the umbrella term for influencer marketing, joint venture marketing, performance marketing, affiliate marketing, all of that's underneath that umbrella. So at the end of the day, it's a relationship-based business. So it has its own quote unquote algorithms, right? There are things that you need to do to be in best practice and to scale it, just like you would if you were buying media on Facebook or what have you. But at the end of the day, it's a relationship-based acquisition channel. So as long as you're good with your relationships, no matter what's happening with the algorithms, on Facebook or native or what have you, you're going to be able to have a profitable customer acquisition stream. And so that's one of the reasons why clients come to work with us, is they are struggling because they might have had many, many years of selling their products profitably and at scale on Facebook or on YouTube or what have you. And then the algorithm changes overnight and they're no longer compliant and they have no way of continuing to grow their company. So they'll come to us and have us help them install that into their company. Or they're people that have never done affiliate marketing before and they have scaled their business in other ways and they're seeing their friends do it. They're hearing about it in masterminds. So now they want to add that onto their company as a stable form of customer acquisition.
What you're speaking about, it's exactly makes sense because everything is about the network. And I can say that really it's a perfect explanation that it's like an umbrella, affiliate marketing, it's like an umbrella of several sub niches inside, which is at the end, we can call that as a network, affiliate, some similar words. In this case, how exactly you are utilizing that, and especially on your training program where you were done insane results, like almost over $500 million in the results for the several companies out there. What's the secret sauce there? I mean, what's the steps are you making there in the program that helps agencies and different companies to grow by using the affiliate marketing and network?
There's so many things that I could cover, but I think just really kind of narrowing it down to two things. I look at affiliate marketing the way I look at a business, and I look at it as a table with two legs. So if we're narrowing it down and we're thinking about a table with two legs on each side, and that's what's providing stability to this table, and the table on top of the table is your business, right? So if we're looking at that, what I look at is the structure. That's one leg of it. So when I'm looking at the structure of someone's affiliate program, what I'm looking at is this structure of your program motivating to affiliates? Is it attractive? Is the commission or the CPA amount that you're giving above industry standard, meeting industry standard, or below industry standard? Is the conversion rate above, below, or average, right? So just kind of going through and looking at the actual structure of what you have. What is a tech stack that it's on? Does it have good uptime? Is it easy to use? Is it easy to understand? How quickly are you paying your affiliate partners? Is it 60, 90 days, or is it 24 hours, 72 hours, 2 weeks, right? So just kind of really looking underneath the hood at the actual structure of it, because structurally that matters quite a bit. And if there are some things inside of the structure that are preventing you from getting sales, or that are making you not competitive in comparison to other players in the space that have similar offers and products to you, then that's something that we can come in and identify quickly because we have all of this knowledge. I mean, after 10 years of training thousands of companies, we have insider knowledge that I don't think anybody else in the world really has, besides maybe a network, right, that has thousands of affiliates coming through. So that's kind of like one thing that we can look at, and that's the first place it's easiest to start because the marketplace itself has standards, right? So it has benchmarks that we can compare it to. The other side of the table, which is the other leg that's very important, is the people. So one part of it is the people on your team that are growing the affiliate program. And so that part of it takes a little bit more expertise to look at. And you look at it and you say, okay, What happens with the people often is that you either have someone on your team who's responsible for the affiliate acquisition that is also wearing many different hats. They might be your social media manager, or they're also your director of customer service, and they're your affiliate manager, right? So when I see that, immediately I know, even if the structure of this is really good, this is not going to grow the way you want it to, because this person has 10,000 other things that they're responsible for. So that's one thing. The other thing is, oftentimes when you place someone in this position on the people side, they are not well trained as a salesperson. This is a sales job, right? So they need to have the ability to negotiate. They hunt, they are paid on commission, they're aggressively growing that channel. What most people do is they put someone in that position that's good with people, right? That's like a good customer service rep. That's not the person that you want if you want that department to grow. You want somebody who's a professional salesperson or has been trained in those capabilities. And then on the other side of the people, that's your internal people. The external is the people that are partners in your success, which are your affiliate partners, right? So who do you have in your ecosystem? Who's missing? Who needs to be re-engaged? What is actually happening with the affiliates that you're working with to grow your program? So we'll come in and just zoom in and look at both sides of that equation, because if one is off, it's just like a table, right? If my people are weak, then the table is unbalanced and it's shaky, and it's not something that I want to put my business on top of, because it's not stable. So there's two sides of it. If I come in and the structure of it is bad, like I was just on a phone call with a company that's doing around 10 million a year on supplements, and they started 25 years ago with affiliates. They left for 20 years and started doing, Facebook. They got really big organically on SEO. The algorithm changed overnight. Their traffic's gone. So they decided to come back to affiliates, right? So they're like, we want to come back to affiliates after being gone for 20 years. I want to come back. And a lot's changed, right? A lot of the affiliates that were big traffic drivers for them 25 years ago no longer exist. And the amount of money that they're giving from a structural basis, which was around 10%, it's not competitive enough. And that's the thing that I was telling them. I'm like, you have to understand the marketplace right now. You're going to be eaten alive unless you have really aggressive ways of selling your products. You're not going to be able to compete with somebody that's giving a $250 CPA or 30, sometimes even 70% of the front end, and you're giving 10%, right? There's just no way that you're going to compete here. So like just kind of looking at the structural part of it. They have the people, they don't have the structure. And so I think that when you're looking at this stuff, through the lens, and it becomes a lot more clear, like, where do I need to put my focus? What parts of it are strong? Which parts of it are weak? And how do we make this table as strong as humanly possible?
I love the explanation about the structure, because it's exactly a great, showing that how stable could be results, especially you're speaking about supplement brand. So I can tell you on my personal experience, we had a store in 2018 and March 2019, Facebook score show up. And overall, we were on 350K a month business. It was incredible, higher results. We were just scaling and able to achieve great results by end of the March in 2019. And suddenly, Facebook score show up on Facebook. And I woke up at 7 a.m. I'm in Ukraine, my partner in US, sales are going in US, and it's supposed to be we were doing 12.5K a day approximately. And I'm just looking on the ads and it's nothing. Couple of sales here is there, but nothing. And traffic suddenly stopped, and it killed our business completely just because Facebook score show up. Our ads has been paused because score was less than 0.5% of the score of their rates. And done, our business gone. We have to start over with the new ad account, and it keep us for 3 months delays and problems with supplier and so on. But I'm just saying that it's really, we cannot stay and focus on one traffic source only nowadays. Otherwise, we are super weak. Ecosystem is very important. And according to this, tell me how affiliate marketing could help. Let's say supplement brand. What can be implemented that it will make their effort completely on different way, in your opinion?
Yeah, well, supplements is the name of our game. We've gone really far deep into health wellness. So I would say that 80% of my clients come and have some sort of wellness product. They have supplements is a big one, wearables, protocols, programs, things like that. The rest of them tend to be financial, crypto, and education. So this is kind of like a good jumping off point. But as far as like supplements go, what's really interesting is I have so many clients that come to me now and they're scaling on Amazon or they're scaling on Instagram, but they're not doing anything with affiliates. And what I tell you from working with e-commerce brands as long as I have now, that there is this huge river of traffic that you just have no idea exists, which is just so exciting. Like one of our companies that we own, one of our partners is a supplement company. When our product first launched, and it just took off like wildfire. When we first launched it, this partner was sending us $1 million a month worth of email traffic. Now, this guy, you're never going to see him, at a affiliate summit with a booth or like anything, right? There's just all these pockets, and we have thousands of these people all over the world. So it's this hidden world that when you enter it and you have an offer that will work for them and their traffic sources, traditionally via email, some social media stuff, then you can build a huge 7, 8, and even 9-figure business per year on just these affiliates. But the challenge that I see a lot of e-commerce owners having is they don't have the right assets to be able to work with these affiliate partners. So when I say assets, I mean something that an affiliate partner can take, put it into their, email provider, send it out, and they have an email swipe, they have a lander, whether it's a hybrid e-commerce page or it's a video sales letter or it's a long form text. They usually don't have that stuff. They usually just have an ad that goes to like an e-commerce page, and that's it, right?
Yep,
and so
exactly.
That's a big weakness. So if you spend time, if you're listening as an e-commerce store owner, like, oh my God, like I would love to scale my business, off of Amazon or off of Instagram, or keep them there and just add in a new channel that will never be taken from me. That's only based on my relationship. That's not based on algorithms. You need to know that when you transfer over, there is a bit of a learning curve, just like there was when you first started, scaling on Amazon, for example. It didn't happen overnight. You had to learn its algorithm, learn the best practices, learn the language, learn who the players were. And it's the same thing over here. But what's really cool about that is I've been in this industry now, in this particular industry, for over 10 years. We do millions, if not billions of dollars a year together as a conglomerate. And we don't need to go anywhere else. We don't need to go to industry trade shows. We don't need to be on Amazon. We don't need to be on Facebook. Are we on those things? Absolutely, because we're growth minded and we want to get better. And we know that we have to diversify our traffic channels. But if we never did that, if we never did anything else, we'd still make millions of dollars a year, and we'd still impact and reach, hundreds of thousands of customers a year as a conglomerate, of which there's probably about only 300 of us that I'm thinking that are doing things at scale. Right. So how do you meet them? You go to masterminds, right? You go to conferences, you stumble in upon them. But like there is a whole world out there. So if there's someone listening and they're like, oh my God, like that would be so nice to make money with my peers, with my friends, that would promote my supplements. Like that's something that I'd want to do. You just need to know, one, that it exists, and two, that there's a language that you need to learn, and three, that there's assets that you need to create that will allow you to play in this ecosystem.
Building this network and working with the several affiliates, and especially as you mentioned, it's exactly like I know on my perspective, on my end, from my past experience, it's usually like a separate lenders, different traffic sources like email outreach to the some email list, and the several affiliates are doing that. And there is a tracking system, am I right? Like there is some kind of tracking system where affiliate can cooperate with the advertiser and seeing if the numbers are the same. So according to that, they are getting paid, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
So, and by implementing this system, like, how do you know that like it's a trustable person? Because in affiliate world, I know there is as well a lot of like shady people. At least it was in my experience. I'm not saying anything about now. I mean, it was a couple of years ago, and I just want to understand how to trust them and how do you build that kind of relationship on trust that, okay, I will give a shot to this email guy with, let's say, 500,000, 1 million of email lists to advertise this supplement brand because I'm between them. It's my name. I want to make sure that everything will be worked out in the right way. Nobody will cheat each other. Or how do you build that kind of trustable relation?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. And there's a lot there to unpack, right? So like, for example, if you went to a network, like ClickBank's my favorite one. I've had a really long relationship with them for many years. Digistore is another one that I've developed a close relationship with over time. MaxWeb is another one. We're especially talking about like supplements in general. There's hundreds of thousands of affiliate partners on those networks. They have their own ways of catching fraud, right? So that's one of the benefits of being on their platform is they have lawyers to make sure that your offers are compliant. So that when you're having affiliates promote them, then it's going to pass the legal sniff test. They also have a lot of IP and AI stuff in there to make sure that if they're noticing a pattern of fraud, that they can shut it down, right? So if you are concerned about that, I'd say get onto a trusted and reputable network. Where you start getting into problems is getting on some of these really aggressive networks that don't have that same level of compliance and scrutiny. So you can lose your shirt in that sense. So, if you're really risk adverse, then I would be looking at the more traditional established platforms, right? There's AWIN, there's ShareSale. But if you're talking supplements, I wouldn't go anywhere other than ClickBank, Digistore, and MaxWeb, because they're the ones that are scaling the most with supplements, with affiliates, right? So that's what I would say. The other thing is you can white label on those platforms. So you can just say, hey, my offer's not available for anyone to promote. You have to like email me or contact me and I'll vet you and we'll kind of see what your history is and I'll allow you to promote me. Now, there's another way of going about it, which is you make your affiliate offer available to anyone, but you make it so that you talk to people before they promote you. So there's certain hoops that you have to jump through to be able to promote your offer. The challenge when you do that is that if it's a player of size and influence, they're not going to jump through all your hoops. They're not going to jump through flaming hoops of fire to make you money. They're just going to go somewhere else and promote somebody else that's easier to manage, right? So what I would say is my way of also going about it, and I'm fortunate enough to be in this industry for years, is I have a network where I ask, hey, who's doing a good job for you? Can you introduce me and I'll second tier you for that referral, right? Because I know that that's a trusted traffic source for you. Or if someone comes across my desk wanting to promote us, then I'll reach out to my network of trusted people and say, hey, do you know this person? Hey, person A that wants to promote me, can you tell me some other people that you're working with right now? Because I want to make sure that we don't get into any problems with any sort of fraud, right? So it's just a matter of like reaching out. And that's the power of these relationships is like at any point in time, I can go to my rep at ClickBank and be like, hey, so-and-so wants to promote us. They say that they push this much traffic. Is it true or not? Are you seeing it on your side? And they can say yes or no, right?
Exactly.
So it's just a matter of kind of knowing it. You don't need a huge program. Here's the thing. People are always like, I want thousands of affiliates to promote me. The reality of it is that most of them are not going to do anything for you. They're going to do butt kiss. They're not going to do, they're going to move nothing. They might move one sale a month. That's not really worth my time. You have 20 to 50 decently sized to large size affiliate partners and your offer converts well for them, you will make millions of dollars a year with just that group. So you don't need this huge, it's a vanity number, just like engagement on Instagram. You see someone with 1 million followers and then you start digging around the surface and you see that only 5,000 people are ever seeing their posts because they bought all these followers and they're all bots, right? It's just a vanity number. So to me, I'd rather have a concentrated group of players that have traffic, that are getting traffic themselves, that we're all sending traffic to each other in a really concentrated and potent way. That's the best way of really growing a program that you don't have to worry about that's giving you sleepless nights, right? And you can also like mitigate risk by seeding yourself on their list, on their email list, buying some of their products. You're just kind of seeing how they're marketing to their customers, what types of offers they're promoting. When they promote yours, you get to see how they promoted it, right? So there's all these things. And of course you have your own guardrails. You can tell them what they can and cannot say, right? When in your terms and conditions. So there's just a lot of ways of going around and navigating that.
Can you tell me, like on the example of e-commerce brands, let's forget about the supplements, because actually supplement is a perfect niche for the affiliate world. I mean, because I know all the supplements, it's like in the affiliate networks, the best offers, the best deals out there. let's say like it's an e-commerce brand, like some kind of gadgets, clothes, whatever. Does the deal go? Like in this case, I believe people would ask the most often question: how do they gonna be paid? They gonna be paid to affiliate through cost per click, to cost per lead, or cost per purchase in e-commerce store, and plus like how to make the best deal out of there. It will be like as well a separate lender with the tracking system, or it's gonna be going directly to the store where they're gonna be having UTM metrics. How it could be tracked and how they're gonna be paid to the affiliate in terms of the starting partnership.
I would say that affiliate marketing is not for everyone. You're never going to hear me say that. It has to be something like if you have a gadget that costs $3, I'm not sure unless it converts really, really well that it'd be worth doing unless you're going to give 100% of that to the affiliate partner, right? Like if you have something that's so low price, I see this a lot with food, or I see this with like gadgets that are just really low cost. Like unless you have something where you can give a good amount of money for someone to promote you, like we're not in the business of charity, right? So I'm not going to promote you. I might promote you because I like you and I think you have interesting offers. But the key to this of making it successful is that someone's going to keep promoting me over time, over many, many years. That's how I know that it was a successful like initial partnership. So kind of looking at what you have, and I'd be looking at like, how much is it costing you to acquire a customer now somewhere else? Right? And then extrapolate that and look at it from an affiliate perspective and say, is this something that I'd be willing to pay an affiliate partner, right? Like for example, I was just talking to this supplement company I was talking to yesterday, right? And I mentioned this because I was just talking to them yesterday, but this could apply to anyone. They're paying around $75 a customer to acquire on Facebook, right? These customers. Okay. Well, why are you only giving the affiliate partner 10% if your average order value is $75 in general? Because they're breaking even. The reason why they're doing that is because they keep customers on for like 24 months. It's one of the longest long tail values I've ever seen. So I'm like, why are you giving them $750 when it's costing you $75 to acquire them online? Why wouldn't you just give the affiliate partner $75 to match what you're getting online? That'd be worth it for them. It's 100% of your first order value. And then you're going to make the money long tail. You're going to get 24 more months of $75 a month if they stick like they normally do, right? So that's one way of kind of dialing it in, is like really looking at it. Do I have a margin, or do I have something that's compelling enough, right? So if you have a gadget that costs $3, like that's not going to be something unless it converts at 37% that most people are going to want to do. So I think that's just like one thing to get clear on, is like, what do I have to offer? What am I currently paying to acquire a customer? Could I pay a little bit more to an affiliate partner if it meets two conditions? On average, not always, there are exceptions, your affiliate traffic will convert at a higher level than your cold traffic because it's from a warm traffic source. And on average, the person will stick longer, especially on recurring, or buy more stuff from you because it came from a trusted source. So if you compare that to cold, you paying a little bit more to the affiliate partner that you're working with is usually better. It needs to be tested, you need to look at it, but these are things to consider, right? You can also say more. For example, when you're working with an affiliate partner, you can't do before and afters on Facebook. You can do before and afters on email traffic with affiliates. So there are things that you can do that will increase the conversion rate, right? So it's just kind of thinking through that. From a tracking perspective, I would say that it whatever it is, I don't care what system you're on, Ontraport, Cake, Post Affiliate Pro, Awin, I don't care what it's on. Everflow is my favorite, if in terms of like an outside tracking source. And the reason why they're my favorite is because they have great uptime and they have great customer service in the US and they're very affordable. It's a pixel, you're just putting it on all of your stuff. So it's not like you have to move your whole ecosystem over to that, right? So from that perspective, it just needs to be clean and it needs to be clear. So I should be able to log in. If I send you traffic, I should be able to log into my portal, not rely on you telling me anything. I should be able to log on my portal and see what the efforts of my results of promoting you were. Whether it was how many opt-ins I sent you and how those opt-ins converted to sales, whether it was how many clicks I sent you and how those converted into sales, whatever it is, I need to be able to log in, see it, and clearly understand what the results of my efforts were. That's it, right? That's harder than it sounds, but that's it. So, right? So I'm not tied to any particular thing as long as it's clean.
And in this case, like it's gonna be just bring you warm customers because they trust the affiliate, correct? They trust the affiliate. They think they like feeling that he's offering them his own product, but at the end it's yours. And you'll have reliable audience, which is later on you will be able even to upsell, not only on the subscription base for next 24 months, but you're able to sell them something else later on. So means like from Facebook you are getting completely cold audience, and here will come someone who already related to this niche and completely reliable to purchase more in near future from you because they know from where they came from trusted source. Am I right? That's the logic, that affiliate manager can give you much more.
Yeah, so just kind of following that train of thought, like for example, if I was working with you and you were my affiliate partner and you have like an e-commerce buying course, right? So what you're doing, if I sent that to my audience, right, you wanted to tap into my audience of people, then what I'm doing is I'm taking my trust that I built with my audience, I'm taking your name and your e-commerce, product, teaching people how to make money with, let's just say Facebook, with Amazon. I'm going to send it to my audience and I'm transferring my trust to you, endorsing you as someone really good and that you should buy your stuff, right? And then I'm getting paid a percentage of that. So on average, that should convert at a higher level than I'm just scrolling on Facebook late at night, looking at my, ex's, Facebook page, and all of a sudden I get hit with an ad about making money from Amazon. Very different, right? It's a very different type of thing. Like my people already warmed up to me. They already trust me. They already know me. They know likely that I'm vetting the products that I'm endorsing, right? So it's just a different type of feel, and you're leveraging the trust that I have with my audience. You're leveraging my brand, which is probably the coolest part about affiliate marketing is it's not just a customer acquisition channel. It's also a brand building PR style thing where you're able to tap in and to leverage these brands and their personal relationship with their customers to grow your reach and your revenue.
On this particular affiliate collaborations, first of all, people who are like, mostly our audience is the e-commerce guys and girls, and entrepreneurs out there, like, wow, yeah, in affiliate for sure, definitely worth to try, especially like I have already Google, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, any traffic sources. It's awesome. I was thinking how to expand affiliate marketing. Thank you guys for sharing. How can I start? I mean, what steps should I do? Maybe it's visiting particular conferences. Maybe it's East Fifth Avenue, which is like a training program from your site. But as a beginner, what would you suggest for people to focus on to jump into this world, to expand, to be able to expand their business on the right way with the right affiliate people?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a few different ways. If you're a beginner, what I would do is what you just mentioned, which is looking at for example, if you're talking just free, right? Doing some research on your competitors and looking at them as collaborators, looking at them with new lenses, right? So I would go on and start looking, going to the bottom of their page and seeing affiliate. Sign up as an affiliate, see how much they're giving, start seeding yourself on their list, buy some of their products so you can start seeing if they're sending out third-party emails, right? Start kind of watching and learning. If I have a gadget or a widget that's this, how much is somebody that's similar paying their affiliates? How much are they giving away and why? Could I give that away, right? So if you're seeing that somebody, for example, when you're looking for our patterns and signals, if you're seeing that my gadget is $25 and my competitor that has something similar is giving $75 away front end, then what I would hear in my mind is, to be competitive with this person, I'm going to need to figure out how to get my business to get every customer to buy more stuff. Obviously, these people have a very strong back end, right? They're either cross-selling or they have a good third-party person immediately in there. So that's something that I see a lot is if you want to increase your lifetime customer value and you don't have additional products, you can partner with other people that have strong products that complement your services, and you can immediately start selling them those things to increase the lifetime customer value for yourself. So now you can give more away to affiliate partners, right? So just kind of doing your research on your own, and what you're looking for is patterns. You're looking for how much is everyone paying? What systems are they on? Who are they working with? The next thing is getting into the network of who's doing this, which is like how we met. We met at Powerhouse, right? So going to industry-specific events. Powerhouse is an industry-specific event for e-commerce store owners. So going and purchasing a ticket to this, knowing that this is an investment that will pay off 100-fold if you pay attention and you show up and you're good at generating and building relationships. So that's the other thing, is you start to learn industry trends, you start to meet other people that will become your affiliate partners, etc. And then of course you could hire somebody like us or work with somebody like this. We have a free guide if you guys want, for anybody, either beginner or even advanced. It's a 19-page guide that's designed to help you understand, where you are. Are you a beginner? Are you advanced? And no matter where you are, here are things that you can look at to improve. So if you go to eastfifthavenue.com/gift, you can download that. And if you want to set up a call with our team, we're happy to look at it. We're not a fit for everyone. So I'll just tell you, this is not me trying to get you to buy our programs and services, because we turn away far more people than we accept into our training programs, because what matters to me is the results. So we can give anybody, I'm confident, good feedback on where they are and help them, point them in the right direction. There might be people that could help them more, but if you are a fit, of course, we'd invite you to come work with us, because we are confident that we can help you build that program, right? Build that inside of your business. So, for me, I always like paying, now that I have the money, I understand what's the most valuable thing for me is my time. And I'm trying to buy my time back. So when I'm looking to grow, for example, I'm starting my own YouTube channel this year. It's time that I do it. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. I'm saying no to almost all the in-person conferences that I speak at. I normally speak 30 to 40 times a year. When I'm on the road that much, speaking at other people's conferences and delivering content in these closed rooms, and it's not going out on YouTube and it's not doing that stuff, then that's great, because that's how I've built my business, through that and through referrals for a long time. But I'm going to grow my YouTube channel this year, so I'm going to stay home a lot more. I hired Liz Germain, who's one of the queens of YouTube, one of the queens of organic YouTube, and I'm going to pay her to shortcut my learnings, because I don't want to have to figure it out on my own, right? So that's one of the benefits of hiring somebody like us, or hiring somebody similar that can help you shortcut those learnings, and that's what you get inside of masterminds as well. So I would say there's free ways to go about it, but there's two ways that I'm going to tell anybody that's really important that I want you guys to listen to for a moment. Is the way that you win with affiliate marketing is there's people that are going to invest money, and there's people that are going to invest time. The people that are the best are the ones that invest both. And what I mean by that is, if you have an unproven offer, I've never met you before, I have no idea who you are, you might have a huge business outside of affiliate marketing. You might have a 9-figure business, but I've never worked with you before, and your offer is completely unproven in my ecosystem. I'd recommend that you pay to get in front of the line to have me test your offer for you, to take the risk off of me. Now, there's people that are going to invest time only. They're going to join groups, Facebook groups, or they're going to reach out, or they're going to see me at a conference. We're going to get on a podcast like this, and we're going to invest time, right? Those people are going to they're going to learn a lot more, and they're going to be a lot more educated about affiliate marketing, and they're going to have better relationships, but they might not get traffic for a long time because their offer's still unproven. It's going to be, I'm going to get in line and wait and behind all the other affiliate partners that came before me that you've known longer, and your own internal offers. The best people do both. They pay money to go to the conferences, they pay money to go to the masterminds, they pay money to prepay to get traffic, they do all these things, and they're also really building quality relationships, and they're a big and valuable part of the community that they're in. So there's really, some people try to shortcut it or they get frustrated, but the reality of it is that you should really be thinking of it as, I'm going to invest money and time into building this channel for myself, and I understand that the results are not going to happen overnight. Just like if I was trying to crack Facebook codes or YouTube codes, right?
That's why most of the people are quitting at the beginning, because everyone are thinking that overnight success always exists. But unfortunately, even if you see overnight success, believe me, behind that months or even years of the hard work, which is nobody knew, just late nights that people were doing something to make these things work out. And regarding the masterminds, and actually as well, one point which I was planning to mention, that I believe what's making the businesses grows from 7 to 8 figures or 8 figures to 9 figures, it's to stop looking on the competitors in the way how I'm gonna be beat fucker. No, it's about you start looking on them, hey, how can we collaborate with him? he has big enough audience, I have big enough audience. What if we're going to be collaborate? I actually learned that a lot from the John Snow, which is he was explaining to me all the things. Like Josh was really pointing out to all the single points on the shelves, how you have to work with the brands to become like 8 and 9 figure. I'm like, wow, it's a different game. Like everyone thinking about strategies on Facebook, Google, advertising budget has to be increased. This is how we reach 8 figures this year. Actually, yes, a part of that is a success rate for sure, but basically by start talking to your competitors and offering them, acquire them, or being a partners, collaborations, asking for referrals for great affiliate programs from the competitors for the percentage base or some other interest. It's really the way to go to, like, it's only the thing which is hold us from multiple 7 figures to multiple 8 figures and 8 figures to 9 figures. Just simply start expanding horizontally by building the relationships. And I believe your area, I mean, affiliate marketing, it's a big thing to go in such kind of horizontal scaling.
Yeah, totally agree. I wish more e-commerce businesses would come into our ecosystem because they're smart marketers. And I love that about them. They are smart marketers. They usually have cool products. And we can really help them. It's just that slight learning curve of knowing, like, hey, I understand that you're a master level boss of this stuff. You're going to start at the beginning here. And it requires somebody that's willing to humble themselves, but it pays off. I mean, I'll tell you how many companies, like I've been talking about this for years, and so many of my friends are so good at buying media that like they just like, that's their thing. They're like, I tried affiliates, or it just seems like, up and down. I don't really want to do it. But then when the Facebook algorithm changed or something changed, they're coming to me and like, holy shit, like I really need to get this going. One of my friends owns one of the largest supplement companies in the industry. It's doing around $250 million a year right now. Huge company. Known them from when they first started their company at the very, very beginning, before they had like one sale, right? I saw them go through multiple different iterations of all the things that they were going to try. They had like a YouTube channel, and they tried all these things, fitness bands, they tried all these things, and then they hit gold with this particular type of product. And so when they first started, they had a lot of affiliate partners, and then they turned away from that. And they were like, I don't want to do that. It's too inconsistent, and I'm going to start buying media. They started buying millions of dollars a month on paid media. And then over COVID, I don't know what happened. Everybody else was growing in alternative health and kind of supplements and food. For whatever reason, they got kicked off platform and could not get back on. Now, when you have hundreds of employees, like you're betting that you're going to keep getting all this money. And a company that size, it was shocking that they would get kicked off. And they weren't doing anything that was too aggressive or non-compliant. Like I still don't even know if we know why they got kicked off. But it forced them to go back to their roots and to start going back to all their affiliate partners. They had proven funnels that were working and started getting back on email traffic. And then they started doing podcast sponsorships. And then they started doing all this other stuff, started getting back on networks, started doing all this other stuff, and were growing to the point where they were almost as big. It took them months, really hard, dark nights of the soul, right? Really hard. The CEOs and the owners had to come back into the business and work on the business because they had been taking a lot of time off, enjoying themselves as they should. They worked really, really hard. They had to come back, all hands on deck, had to do some layoffs, clean everything up. But their traffic sources started picking up, started growing back again, and then their traffic sources came back on. So now they're back on Facebook, they're back on everything, and their business doubled because they had these consistent structures set up with their relationships and everything else, the affiliates, and now they also had the paid media going again. And so now they know that if this happens to them again, they get shut off on paid traffic, they have this consistent revenue stream that's going to cover their overhead, that's going to cover the cost of manufacturing, that's going to cover payroll, that's going to cover all these things that will never be taken from them. Right. And so that is something that I want every business owner to have when they lay their head down on the pillow at night, is like that structure. Did it take time? It took months, right? And it took things that they didn't want to do. But I'd rather have you do that before something terrible happens to you. Just decide that you're going to do it, right? And so it's not for everyone, but I definitely recommend it for people that have the right products and are good at building relationships.
Like it's you're supposed to take a risk all the time by taking the new advantages, but still, like, without the taking risks and build a new ecosystem for different flows of traffic for your business, that for sure in nowadays you won't be feel consistent and safe. I mean, you can be today, tomorrow, next few months, 6 months, a king. But as you said, like on COVID, everyone were growing and he just shut down from all the traffic. So it's incredible, but it is as it is. And your brand dead just because it was all on the paid media. So that's definitely, it's an ecosystem which is every single business owners, serious business owners, if there is not for making money, but to build something big and maybe even sell in the future, it's the brand will be even evaluate much higher price because of this kind of relationships and network system around the brand. Am I right? Like for sure, the price of the brand will be much higher.
Agreed. Yeah, they are in the process of selling and looking for a buyer, and I think it's going to make them, in some ways. I'm working with venture capitalists and people that I've worked with. Some of them don't like affiliate stuff. Especially if they're doing any sort of like reciprocals, right? So if there's traffic going back and forth, some venture capitalists don't like it. But I would argue that it's time to be looking at it in a different way, because the time of affiliate marketing being the wild, wild west and just being like this thing that was like uncontrollable and like didn't have metrics and anyone could say whatever they want, that time is no longer. We have seasoned and matured as an industry. And it's time to look at it for what it is, which is something that is never going to replace paid media in terms of how you scale a company, but it's something that should be in place so that you have diversity of traffic and so that you know that you have something that will acquire customers day after day, right? Totally. So it's something that I definitely recommend for the right people.
You were mentioning that not every single niche, every single business is good for the affiliate marketing niche. What top, let's say, niches, I don't want to say top 5, top 10, in your opinion, just top niches which you highly recommend to e-commerce brands if they are in XYZ niche to dive into affiliate world? Because again, our people are e-commerce business owners, and maybe there is out there some particular brand who is like on the health niche and it's exactly for him, or he is on the shoes niche and obviously most probably it won't be the good fit for him. Can you just mention the top niches in your opinion which would be great for the affiliate marketing collaborations?
Yeah, I mean, I've worked with so many at this point. I've worked with almost every niche. I would just say quick and dirty rule of thumb is obviously we've covered health, wellness, supplements and stuff quite a bit. So obviously it's a good one. But I think at the end of the day, any company that has a good back end dialed in. So whether they're able to sell additional complementary SKUs of their own stuff, or whether they're really good at bringing in a third party partner to sell more of their stuff to their audience and they're really good at that, or whether they have a strong back end where they can ascend them up into, maybe a $2,000, make money from home or Airbnb thing, or a mastermind that draws them into growing their e-commerce brand that's 25,000, 35,000, 50,000, and they have good results. Like anybody that has something like that, it could be on any sort of gadget or training system or Kindle book or whatever. If you have a good ascension ladder up, or you have good success getting them to buy more of your stuff recurring, and it's a good, it's at least 3 months where they're continuing to buy you on subscription, or you are good at selling other people's stuff that's complementary to you, I think that you should do affiliate marketing. On the other side of it, if you don't have your back end dialed in, if you're only good at selling one thing, it's like a gimmick thing, right? It's like, if you're selling like American flag shorts for 4th of July, and that's like your big moment, right? And you're not selling more of those over time, it's not a great one. You're kind of stuck. Or if you have such low margins that you're really struggling and giving an affiliate partner some margin and you don't get more subscription on there, I'd say no, right? Or if you have no ascension ladder up, or if you're not good at selling other people's stuff that's complementary, I'd say no. The other person I'd say no to is I have a lot of people that come to me, they say, Amber, I have these great products, my offers convert really well, but I don't want to promote anybody else's stuff. I only want them to promote me one way. My answer always is like, you're not a good fit then for the overall ecosystem, because it requires somebody that's willing to play at least a little bit. I'm not saying promote 1,000 different people under the sun. I'm saying pick 5 to 10 people that have good complementary products and services to you that you are willing to promote, right? That will help you become a better player in this ecosystem, because it's very selfish. It's like being in a relationship and you're like, I want to be you need to cook for me every single night. I'm not willing to cook. It's just, I'm not good at it, so I'm not going to do it. And no, right? Like, I'm not willing to get you a glass of water if you're thirsty. I don't do that, right? So like, you have to understand that that's important. So I'd say no if you're not willing to play nice with at least some. The other thing is if your offers don't convert well, right? So if you're having problems with conversion and tracking and, that whole flow, you're not a good fit to come and work with anybody from the affiliate perspective, because I'm not going to know with certainty how my traffic is performing when I send it to you. So that's what I would say between the two camps is like who should and shouldn't would be those two, not necessarily per niche.
In my opinion, the most important is to make attention, first of all, to create subscription-based business. And then you can dive in with any kind of niche. It's I believe that sounds the best way to go. Not only affiliate marketing, but in general, if you want a consistent business, you can acquire customer even in minus, but in long run with the subscription, in the matter of the months or even 2 years, if it's gonna be average LTV on your business, it's definitely will pay off all your acquisition costs. That's actually a great point. So if you want to dive into the affiliate marketing and you have subscription-based business, guys, I highly recommend you to reach out to Amber or one of her companies, which is one of them is focusing exactly on helping guys like you, which is East Fifth Avenue. Just that kind of, by the way, gift guide is going to be under this video, so you can go through those pages, study what exactly you have to know and how your brand has to look like. And that would be super useful for you. I'm sure about it. Amber, tell me please about events which you are talking, how important they are and how actually communities matter for the business in general to build the network. And network, it is affiliate marketing. Network itself, it's affiliate marketing because you can make on the reference basis several stuff around you. What kind of top events for 2023 would you recommend for some of the guys who are looking okay, I want to go and build my network, but I don't know which event is correct? I will go to Comic-Con, but it definitely is wrong one,
So Affiliate Summit West is happening right now while we're talking. It's the first year I'm not going. My team is there. They do a great job. 6,000 companies coming to Vegas. Clarion bought them out. I've watched the transition. They have done a really good job seeding out a lot of the really scammy, force
in Las Vegas, am I right?
Yeah. It's a great conference. They also do Affiliate Summit East in New York. So that's at the end of July. I'd recommend that you do that one. Traffic and conversion is a great one. Always recommend that you do that. I don't miss it every single year. And there's also if you're in Europe, there's Affiliate Summit Europe, there's Affiliate Summit Asia, there's Affiliate Summit World, right? So all of those are really good ones to attend. And then there's the sub niches, right? So then there's the challenge and the beauty with these conferences, and there's 6,000 people, is you don't know who's who, right? You could be talking to someone for an hour and then you're like, oh my God, you have an ED product and I have a woman's over 50 products. It doesn't make sense, right? So it's cool, but not really helpful. Or I'm talking to a vendor and then I realize later, I'm he's from Entreport and I'm on, Infusionsoft. It's not going to work, right? So you're just that's a challenge. So you meet a bunch of people, but you don't really know if they are someone of influence or somebody that can drive revenue or if they know what they're talking about. Then there's subsets, which are masterminds. We met at Powerhouse. That everyone in there is vetted by Los or by Josh or by the team. So that they know generally what they're doing and they're doing e-commerce at a certain size, because you have to have enough money to pay for the membership. I believe it's 25,000 or 35,000, right? So a year. So exactly. Those are really good groups to join because you know that you're making enough money to afford that. I have a mastermind called Mimosa Mastermind. I've had it for 7 years. It's primarily for health and wellness education companies. So I've got a lot of cryptocurrency companies, financial companies like Agora. I've worked with them for many years. ClickBank's in there. They're one of our corporate clients. And then we also have really big supplement companies, the guys from Venus Factor and all those other guys are in there. A lot of traffic is available. We talk a lot of marketing, but I just rebranded it to 4 Rooms. So I'm in the process of doing that right now because my mastermind is for people that have had quite a bit of success. On average, it's like 8-figure earners in there that don't just want the best business tactics. We do cover that, but we also talk a lot about things like interpersonal communication, because I think that's one of the biggest things that we lack as entrepreneurs is we're getting all the business tactics, but we're not learning how to lead ourselves and how to lead our families and how to lead our teams better. And a lot of that comes down to communication. So bringing in experts around that. We do a lot of fun stuff. So it's not just, it's not just business tactics, because I know at the end of the day that not every talk is going to serve you, right? I'm not going to pretend to know that. But I do know what will serve you is spending time with other people that inspire you and that are vetted. So I talk to every single person coming in, and I handpick who's allowed to come in and who's not. And I have a really good feel for who's going to be a good fit for the group. So there's groups like mine, and there's groups like that all over the place. And I'd recommend that you join it. And then the last thing that I would say is, this is something that I joined over COVID is Entrepreneurs Organization, EO. I really didn't like it. My business partner's been in it for like 5 years. I didn't like it because I didn't know what it was. There's not a lot of e-commerce businesses in there. There are some, but they are some of the best in the world. There's 500,000 entrepreneur organization members all over the world. You have to qualify. So here in the US, you have to do a minimum of $1 million of revenue to qualify for EO, and they do vet you. And then in different parts of the world, like for example, in India, you have to do a minimum of $50 million a year US to qualify into that group. And it's an outstanding group in terms of like leadership and running on EOS and systems and all that stuff. And it's cool because I was in the San Diego chapter, one of the biggest chapters in the world, loved it. One of the best chapters ever, 220 businesses in there. And I just moved to Tampa and there's 40 business owners here, but they're all in my city. So now I get to spend time, and I've already met 3 or 4 cool e-commerce companies and, some traffic drivers and lawyers and restaurant owners and all that stuff. So now I have a whole group of entrepreneurs that I know are making a minimum of $1 million a year. So I know that I'm around some of my peers. So those would be the ones that I'd recommend for sure.
Awesome. That's actually wonderful guidance and suggestion, because really this is exactly step-by-step guide where you have to look forward if you lost, like how I can start this stuff. First of all, it has been mentioned several times from your end, ClickBank. It's a leader of affiliate offers, and you can place there your offer as well. But if you want to really build a network with real people, you have to go on the events. I can say that from my own experience, I'm doing that only last 2 years. I believe it's the most ridiculous mistake which I have made. I had done it a while ago, but it's a huge difference in terms of your business, because even affiliate award in Barcelona, July last year, I had not really listened to speakers. Like we had a couple of speakers who were listening. It was my friends, but mostly it was networking. I met there my friends. Friend of my friends has been invited to closed parties. And it's not about the fun even, it's about like, whoa, we had such a deep conversations about the business inside that it's a wonderful place to go. It's a fun, it's new connections, and it's just like new experience, I would say, for any kind of business owner. I agree with you about it. Okay, I have last question to you, which is I'm asking everyone on my podcast, and I just want to think about it. I'm asking you to think about it and answer from your own perspective. So, what would you choose? The journey or end result?
Definitely the journey. Obviously, my end result keeps changing. I hit it and then I'm like, okay, now I want this. And I think the personal development that you get as an entrepreneur is priceless. It will test every bit of you, your faith, your endurance, your imagination, your drive, your body. It will test every single part of you, and it's worth the journey. So I think it's just like learning to love the journey. I'm still learning to love it. I still have some resistance on it. When something breaks or something happens, I'm like, why? Like, why is this happening? And I just remember, I'm like, the me of today could not believe, like the me of yesterday, the me of 10 years ago, looking at where I am today, would never believe it. I'd be like, what? This is crazy, right? So the goalpost keeps moving for me, the more success that I have. and it keeps changing. My definition of success keeps changing, right? So for me, the definition of success now is more time with myself and my family, not necessarily these huge revenue goals, because I've achieved them and they're great, but they're not everything.
Which is for sure has been done as a goal a few years ago or several years ago.
Totally.
Complete. I cannot agree with you more than that, because I'm the same person in terms of journey than result, because end result always changing. And especially I love that you mentioned that part, that after several years in the kind of, let's say in the business, but it could be about anything, sport or whatever, after several years in one place, your end result always changing. Your achievements it bring you to the next level, and after that you achieve that again, you're looking for the journey, and again this journey never stops. So I appreciate for this answer, because it's something very close to me. And anyway, Amber, that was wonderful answers, and I will place all the information, if you don't mind. I will place all the information about you, about your company, under our episode, where you guys and girls can download the PDF as well as a gift from Amber, so she and her team could guide you well where you have to start, and what movements and who you can trust, and how you can build your own affiliate management in your company, or hire them to help you out to build this kind of infrastructure in the company. But basically, there was provided already answers which can help you out to build your affiliate direction for your business to scale horizontally in 2023. And Amber Spears were with us. I really appreciate you a lot about your time, because the information which you shared, nobody was sharing yet on my podcast, and I believe this is going to be a super unique episode. Thank you so much, Amber.
Of course. Thanks for having me, my friend. I'm glad that we did this.
Thanks. Speak soon.